areas, count, some of the functions, right? Count and count a, right? And I have used the 2012 Excel file, which is charged. And first of all, I'll explain. I'll expand the width of this column. Just double click on the border, right? Or click and drag. Okay. First, let me show you the count function. Count function can be used only on numbers, right? So, for example, something like here, you put equals count, open bracket, and you select the range, close bracket, enter. Okay. And it doesn't work on text values. Okay. For example, if I select the text values, it says 0, right? For text values, you have to use count a. Okay, and count a can even be used on numbers. If I move this selection there, it works on numbers as well, right? So count and count a can be used on numbers as well as text, but count works only on numbers. Okay, right. Now the if function. Let's say I want to say yes if the customers are more than 50. I want to say yes, right? So what I do is I click there and click on fx. Don't try to type the function, just insert the if, select if. Logical test will be this: customers greater than 50. If you want to put equal, you have to put equal here, not before that. And always check this condition here, the result. It says false. It is false at the moment, right? If true, you display yes. If false, you display no. Okay, there you go. And then you can simply double click on this fill handle to fill it down. Nothing is true, right? Okay, let's change the condition to 25 and copy this again. Just double click. Oh, 250 should be 25. Yes, just double click again. Yes, right? That's if function. Within the if function, rather than displaying yes no, now sometimes they will ask you to display blank if it is false. Then of course remember, you don't type anything here, just put double quotes, right? And copy this down. So how do you get it? Just place in double quotes. Don't just leave it blank. Double quotes. Then the cell will be blank. If you just leave it blank without putting the false part, this will come as false. Okay, right. Then inside the if function, rather than just displaying something, you can even do a calculation. For example, let's say I want to calculate the current price of customers, right? Current ticket price of customers if they are more than 25, right? I want to calculate the current ticket price only if the number of customers are exceeding 25. So what I do is I use the function insert if. You check the number of customers whether it is greater than 25. If true, rather than displaying something, you are going to do a calculation. What is that calculation? You are going to multiply the current ticket price by the number of customers. Okay, only if the number of customers exceed 25. Okay, otherwise you don't calculate the current ticket price, so it's going to be 0. So if you are dealing with numbers, make sure that you put 0, not blank, right? Double click, and that's how it works. Okay, so if D4 greater than 25, B4 into D4, B4 into D4, current ticket price into number of customers, which means inside any function you can even do a calculation. Okay, right, now let's say count if, right? Count if. Let's say I want to find out the cities where the distance is more than 375, right? Cities distance more than 375. Okay, so there you have to count the number of cities based on a condition. What is that condition? The distance should be greater than 375, right? So for this, insert, you're going to use count if. If count if is not here, most recently used, you go to all and type count I really fast, then it will be scrolled down to count if, right? Double click. Range is this, all the distances. Criteria is greater than 375. It's pretty easy, right? Range and the criteria comes within double quotes. Okay, right? Now the sum function, if I want to total the current ticket prices, I'll say total. This is a label, right? So remember, if there's a value, there should be a label as well, an identifier. So total sum or total, and what you do is, if you want the total immediately after the range, you can use the auto sum. Click on auto sum and check whether the cell range is correct. If so, press enter. Or else you can even highlight the range and click on auto sum. The value will come soon after the range. If you want the total somewhere else, click on that cell, click on auto sum, and then select the range and press enter. Click. Right, so that's how you take the sum total. Minimum value. Let's say I want the minimum current price. Minimum current price. I want the maximum current price. Okay, what are the functions we use? Equals what? For minimum, what is the function for minimum? Min, yes, min, open bracket, and select the range, close bracket, enter. Similarly, this one equals max, open bracket, range, close bracket, enter. That's okay now, right? And if you want to have the control the decimal places, if you highlight and use these two, increase or decrease decimal, this will decrease and it will round it up, this will increase, right? That depends on the other values. It should be of a certain standard, right? Okay, now the rank. Rank, let's say I want the rank of current price, ticket price. Right, now if you have a lengthy title like this, you can even wrap text, which will put it down into different lines. And rank means I want to find out whether which one is first, which one is second, which one is third, like that. Rank, you can rank the values in ascending order, right? Which means the lowest value will be rank 1. You can also have it descending order, which means the highest value is rank 1. So let's do it in the descending order, right? So what you do is fx look for rank, click the rank. Okay, number is the first value. What you are going to do is you take the first number and compare it with the rest of the numbers. So it's the first number. Reference will be the range, the whole range. But since you are going to copy this formula down, along with that, this range will also increment. But yeah, we have to always look at the same range. Therefore, we have to make this absolute. Okay. So remember, in certain situations, you have to make it absolute. How do you make it absolute? By pressing function key F4. Right? You don't need to type $signs, but you have to do that as soon as you select. Otherwise, the $sign will be applied only to certain cell addresses or column names. Now the order, it says, is a number rank in the list sorted descending if it is 0 or omitted. Rank in the list is sorted ascending any non-zero value. If you put 0 or if you just leave it out, it will be the highest value, rank 1. Okay, so we put 0. Okay, that's 6th. Okay, we don't need values there. Okay, 89 is rank 1, correct. Okay, 77 should be rank 2. Understand? So remember to use the absolute cell referencing there. Right, then today and now. In most of the questions they ask you to enter the system date and time or system date only. There are two functions to this. One is equals now, open bracket, close bracket, and that gives date and time both. If they ask only the date, and if you use now function, what you have to do is just select this and drop down the number formattings and select short date. If you are using today, equals today, open bracket, close bracket, enter, it gives only the date. So if you want only the date, you can use today. If you want date and time, you can use now. But if you use now, you can simply format this to short date to get only the date, right? Filter, let me show you a filter. Now filtering allows you to extract records based on condition, similar to the queries in database. So what you do is, first you click on one of the headings, and then go to data, filter, which gives you drop downs. Now let's say I want to filter out the records where the current ticket price is more than 45. Drop this down, number filters greater than 45. Extract, right? And then they will ask you to copy the results to Word or something. Then you copy the records, whatever records, and paste. Okay. Okay. Before the next filter, you have to clear the filter. So go and clear the filter. Let's say now I want to use two conditions in the filter. I want to find out distance more than 250 as well as rank more than 5. Two conditions. Now these two conditions cannot be used at once. What you have to do is first use one condition, that is like distance greater than 250. Okay, those values get filtered, and then out of that I want rank more than 5. Take it down, number filters greater than 5. Okay, again number filters greater than 250. Number filters greater than let's say greater than or equal to 5.
Again, which anyway?
Huh?
Anyway.
Anyway means?
Well, first 5 and then
First, yeah, of course, yes, yeah, you can apply this one first and then this one, right? But remember, you can't apply both at once, right? Then comes sorting. When it comes sorting, you remove the filter first. You have to select this table as a table. That means with the headings and the records. Okay, like this. Then you go to data, sort, or else in home you can drop down sort and filter and select custom sort, which gives you this. Right, now let's say I want to sort according to the city, drop this down, city, and make sure that this is selected, checked. My data has headers, otherwise this will come as column 1, column B. So this has to be selected, right? City values in ascending order. That's just a single level sorting. Right, now most of the students, they select only this column. That's not a good idea. You have to select this whole table like this, right? Not the total, just the headings and the records. Okay, this time I'm going for a multi-level sorting. Data, sort, first level is there, you add level and you go for the second one. So this is city in ascending order and current price in it doesn't make sense. because we don't have the same value for city, smallest to largest. Okay, fine. So nothing special there. Okay. But if the same city was there, inside that current price will be sorted in ascending order. Okay. For example, let's say we have another Amsterdam here. Okay. Now you select the whole table, say the sort. Right. Now within city, current price will be sorted in descending order. Okay. See what happens. Amsterdam, A, D, F. That's okay. That's in ascending order. Within Amsterdam, 44, 40, descending order. So first level sorting, second level sorting. Within city, current ticket price is sorted descending order. Understand? Right. Now comes to the charts. Right. When it comes to chart, let's say I want to draw a chart of current ticket price against the city. So highlight the city and the current ticket price. By default, the graph would be column chart, unless they specify the type of chart, right?
So we will specify.
They will specify. If they haven't, just take it as column chart to compare, right? So highlight like that, and then you go to insert column chart. Go for the basic column chart like this, right? And there you have to give the chart title. Chart title has to be a proper title. You can say current ticket price against the city. And to get the labels, you go to add element. Now this will be a bit different in your version in school. This is 2016, the latest version. You go to axis titles, primary horizontal, axis titles, primary vertical, and this will be the city. This will be the current ticket price. Understand? And if they ask you to display the values on the bars, then you can right click, data labels, add data labels.
What you click first is that comes in x-axis.
Yes, that's right. Okay, right. And they might ask you to move this chart. So what you do is you right click and move chart, new sheet. Okay. You move chart, and then before you print, remember you have to increase the font sizes of these, right? These, everything to be increased, right? And there you have to give insert header and footer. Where is header and footer? It's here, header and footer, and notice that it comes separate in a different manner. You click on custom footer and select the section and type and enter, right? But in a sheet, the header and footer view will be different from that. Okay, there you go, and you click on go to footer and right, and this is the header and footer view. So you have to exit that. You click on the grid here, this grid, which exits the header and footer view, right? Okay, then multiple worksheets. Sometimes they might ask you to get the total in another sheet. Let's say you want the total price in this particular sheet. So what I do is I put equals, and then all you got to do is just click on the chart name. Now it comes as equals charge. Okay, simple. It's really simple. When you are selecting between multiple sheets, you click on the current ticket price, multiply by the customers, charge B4 into charge D4, enter, and the value comes here. No value there. Understand? Right. And also they might give a kind of a tax or something here, which you have to calculate. Tax percentage is let's say 5%, right? So they wanted you to calculate tax amount in this column, and the final total final with tax here. Okay, this will be the total which is coming from another sheet. So tax amount will be this into 5%, so equals this value into 5%. This is more, isn't it? Is there a dot? Oh yes, there's a dot. There was a dot. Did you see the error? Did you see the error? There was an error. What is that? No, it cannot be seen straight away here. There's a dot, so you got to remove the dot. There you go. Right, and then you copy down. Now there's a problem. It's not getting the correct result. The reason is this is supposed to refer to the same cell, but you can see it's incrementing. G7 is here. It should look for G6 all the time. So you simply make G6 absolute. Right, you don't need to do it again. You just go there and click on the formula bar, click between G and 6 and function key F4, function key F4, and enter. Understand? Copy down. Okay, reduce the decimal points. Right, now the final tax will be equals the total plus the tax amount, enter, and then put it down. Sometimes they don't have this column, they want final with tax. Okay, that means the 5% should be added to the total. Okay, so one way of doing this is equals this into 5% added now. So if it is 100%, it will be 105%. 105%. Right? Okay, again, one way of adding 5% to the total and displaying the final total is you simply multiply the total by 105%, because 5% will be added. If it was a discount of 5%, it would be into 95%. Discount of 5%. Right? The other way of doing it is equals this plus this into 5%. Okay, no need of brackets because the multiplication will be done first. Same. Okay, both ways are correct. Right, finally absolute and relative, which I explained. You do absolute when you want to refer to the same cell in a range, when you're copying formula to multiple cells. For example, this formula is copied to multiple cells, and within that you are referring to the same cell. Right, now here of course I have added 5%, not referred. Actually it should be referred. Right, this in and absolute, enter. There you go. Right, okay. When to use absolute? When to use absolute, especially when you have a percentage value outside the main table, or when you have a cell range or a cell that has to be referred outside the main table, you use absolute cell referencing. But remember, even in rank we had to use absolute, although it is not referring to an outside cell, it was referring to the values inside the table, but in that case we had to use the absolute. Simply, you think when you want to lock certain cells, you use absolute cell referencing. Simple as that. Right, formula view and preparing for printing. Right, so to get the formula view, Right, to get the formula view, what you do is you go to formulas, show formula. That's one way. Or else you press control backquote. You can switch between the formula view and the data view using control backquote. Backquote is the key which is right below the escape key, and it is the first symbol at the bottom. Right, backquote. Right, and then what you do is you reduce the column width like that. Reduce the column width and make sure all the formulas can be seen clearly. This is a big mistake students do. They cover the formula, right? And then you go to page layout and check whether the size is A4. Orientation don't change if they haven't asked. Margins you can keep it narrow, right? So that's done. And still, if you can't get everything into one page, now sometimes you see a small scattered line, that will be the margin. If you can't get everything into one page, you still try reducing, try wrapping the headings by that, but make sure you keep enough space for the formula to be seen, right? Okay, now what you do is you go to file, print preview. Now see, it shows the whole thing, and these are extra fields, right? And say if they didn't want this section, what I do is I select only the relevant cells and go to page layout, print area, set print area. Now it's only this area which will be printed, right? And if you want to enlarge a little bit so that this space can be filled, go to page setup, adjust to just increase the percentage, but make sure that the columns are not running out of the boundary. Okay, if you want to fit everything into one page, the option is fit to one page by one page, right? And also remember, if you are giving it in formula view, you have to go to sheet in page setup, sheet, and enable grid lines and row and column headings. That's a must. Sometimes they want several columns, like let's say they wanted only the C column, E column and F column, not the D. What you do is you hide column D and select C, E and F and go to print area again, set print area, file, print. Simple as that. Okay, right. So I think I have addressed all the topics. Control backquote to turn it back to data view, and after turning back to data view, if you want to increase the column headings, you can highlight all the column headings at once and then increase one of them, and all the columns will have the same width, right? And also remember, right, in a spreadsheet activity, remember all the tasks should be saved as separate files, right? Before you start SS1, you go to file, save as, and SS1, right? Before you start SS2, you go to file, save as, and save it as SS2. So you have, at the end, you have separate files for separate tasks. That's really important. Okay, I think I have addressed everything. Right, if you have any doubts, feel free to contact at any time before the exam tomorrow. See you.